Greetings, all you Jackson Jennets, and welcome to your daily dose of donkey with Ginger. It's your boy, the Viking Donkey, coming to you with the BugCap, which is our recap of the past week of Steelers football. Played the Buffalo Bills, joined by a special guest this time. It's not Bugga during the BugCap, but it's Little Bear. JD, how you doing?
Good!
Hey, you want to say hi to all the people?
Hi!
All right, what did you think of the Steelers game this week, Jordy? I mean, it was a 38-3 shellacking the Steelers took. What did you think? We watched most of it.
Good.
You thought it was good to get beat that bad?
Yeah.
Oh, well, do you think we needed a humbling experience or something?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. All you need to really know about this football game, we could keep the recap in about 3 seconds, is the phrase, "We are now bringing you to a more competitive football game," was uttered during the start of the fourth quarter, and us lucky people who weren't in the local region for Pittsburgh or Buffalo got changed to the a lot more entertaining Cleveland Browns LA Chargers game. But Jordy, Steelers lost, not the result we were looking for this week when we went to Buffalo and Kenny Pickett's first start, huh?
Yeah.
No, it wasn't very good. Is there anything you want to say specifically about the game to start it? Anything you thought went well?
No?
Did you see big number 9-7 on the field? That's the jersey you got, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you see him out there trying his best on defense?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Jordy, I think this week we're going to do the recap a little different. I'm not going to dive too much into the numbers. You consider Josh Allen threw for 340 yards and 4 touchdowns in the first half. That about sums up the game for everybody. But let's break down good. I think there's 2 or 3 good things to the game. So we'll start with a good thing, go through a bunch of bad, and end with a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah? All right. Well, first, the good thing is Kenny Pickett set some Steelers rookie records in completions and yardage this week. So the most ever completions and yards thrown by a rookie. We got over 300 yards passing this week, so that was good. I'm not sure there's too much else to mention on that. A few guys played hard all the way to the end whistle, so that was also good to see. Injury notes, we didn't sustain too many more serious ones, although Pat Freiermuth's getting a concussion. His third in 2 years is kind of a concerning trend there. But how do we break this down? I mean, the Steelers are a team that's not very good right now, but has some potential, clearly. You've seen it in guys like Deontay Johnson, right? He was out there. He made some plays, but then didn't make some plays. Chase Claypool. George Pickens good on the good with another really good catch this week, huh, Jordy? Yeah. You like George Pickens? You think he's going to be a good receiver?
Yeah.
Yeah, you think that offensive line's going to start protecting a little better? Maybe getting some run push?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Well, let's talk about the offense first, Jordy. Do you think we had any big plays this week? I mean, we had some over 20-yard plays this week, which is a rarity for this team. And had some situations where maybe we should have ended up in better scenarios, don't you think?
Yeah.
But do you think the game was lost when the coin toss ended up with Buffalo getting the ball and we let Josh Allen set the tone?
Yeah.
Specifically, 3rd and 10 from their own 2-yard line after a fumble kickoff to start the game. The Buffalo Bills complete a 98-yard touchdown to Gabriel Davis. That is, set the mood for the whole game, did it not, Jordy?
No.
It didn't? You think the mood changed at some point other than Buffalo taking a quick lead and just spanking the Steelers?
Yes.
You think? Go ahead, evaluate on it. You can say some more about it.
Yes.
Okay. Do you think the defense has to make the play there? Give the rookie quarterback a chance to get going early. You get 3rd and 10, the team's backed up, you're bound to get good field position, and the defense just lets it go. Was that the most backbreaking moment of this game? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I agree with you. I do. I think that first drive was terrible, but it didn't get much better. Next ensuing kickoff, the Steelers fumble. He who shall not be named. There's a reason he shall not be named. Fumbles, recovered by Buffalo. Luckily, the defense holds him to a field goal. Guy gets blocked by your big 9-7 Cam Hayward, I believe. Good news there, huh? Yeah, Steelers end up with a field goal. We're down 7-3. Kenny Pickett's moving the ball a little bit. Najee had his one good run of the whole day. But then things just went bad. I mean, let's talk about the offense first because at least there was a little good there. They moved the ball, but inability to finish in the red zone hurt them. Inability to make big plays on fourth down hurt them. Inability for a kicker, Chris Boswell, to make a field goal on a day where the other kicker didn't seem to struggle much outside of the block. Really concerning moments here, Jordy. Which do you think is the most concerning? The lack of a running game, the lack of finishing drives, the lack of conversion downs, the missed kicks?
Missed kicks.
You think missed kicks hurt the most? Oh, he's taking points off the board is always terrible, and that's always painful. So I hear you there. But again, we're in the point where we're talking about Najee Harris at under 2 yards a carry again. We're talking about the Pittsburgh Steelers starting a rookie quarterback, and the way you help a rookie quarterback is you play good defense. We certainly didn't. You play good special teams. We certainly didn't. Boswell missing kicks. Harvin having shanks of punts. You have a good running game. We certainly didn't. When those three assets fail and you decide you're going to put the rookie quarterback down 3 scores going into halftime, it's unacceptable. This defense hasn't stopped anyone since the fourth quarter of the Jets game. Maybe Terrell Edmunds' injury is a little bit undershadowed here. I mean, sure, he only seems like an average player, but you replace him with Norwood, and you see what happens. That first touchdown to Gabriel Davis is because Norwood's out of position. The second touchdown is Minkah Fitzpatrick can't win the play, which, as the highest paid safety, that's a 50-50 ball with both your hands on it. You have to make the play. I mean, Minkah's a good player, but to help a rookie quarterback when the plays are there to be made, these guys need to make plays. But it seems without T.J. Watt, the defense, no pass rush. I mean, no sacks against the Bills this week. Terrible. I don't think I even saw Alex Highsmith in the backfield the whole game. Did you see him in there at all, Jordy?
I think so.
You think he might have? Okay, there's a good chance I missed a play there. But then Terrell Edmunds goes out, and this secondary looks lost. These are professional players who just don't look prepared. Say what you want. We knew Edmunds might miss the game. Norwood's always out of position. Why is it all these Steelers players are out of position, Jordy? Is there just a lack of good coaching going on right now in the Steelers organization?
I think so.
You think so? I tend to agree with you there. I don't know what to say about this game. Buffalo is a really good team, a Super Bowl contending team, like I said before. The Steelers are a team with some potential. That's right now a bad team. But there's some potential for improvement through the year going into next year. Maybe we start evaluating based off that, and we'll start looking for gold, silver linings in games like this where they just get stomped by the Buffalo Bills. And while the defense couldn't stop the run, couldn't generate a pass rush, Minkah gets burned, corners are getting burned, Cam Sutton's getting burned, Jackson, who's coming off the practice squad's getting burned. Robert Spillane made one defense with the back of his back turned, but other than that was getting burned. It's hard to find bright spots on the defense right now, isn't it, Jordy?
Yeah.
But did Marvin Leal, the third-round draft pick, I'm going to tell you what my bright spot for this game was. This year's number one, Kenny Pickett, looked pretty good. I mean, I want to see touchdowns, but he looked the part of a starting quarterback. Our number 2 pick, George Pickens, looks all of a number 1 receiver. And our third-round pick, DeMarvin Leal, looks legit out there on the defensive line. Looks like one of the few good players we have going. So maybe the silver lining is this year's draft class looks pretty successful, doesn't it? Yeah, that's always good to see.
How can you shut down your laptop?
Because that's how I make sure we're not skipping and we're not doing too much crazy stuff as I have that up and going. But anyway, Jordy, so the silver lining to me is going to be that. I mean, a terrible defensive game, a terrible special teams game, a terrible running game with Najee under 2 yards a carry again. Deontay Johnson's a guy I want to point out, though. He got paid number 1 money. He goes into this game. He drops a first down on third down. Drops another first down on third down. But more importantly to me, 2 different times, he's on the sideline, catches the ball, but doesn't get his feet inbounds. It cost the Steelers a 4th down conversion that might have led to points and a 3rd down conversion that might have led to points. This is just something you hate to see is a player with the absolute amazing skills that Deontay Johnson has, because he's a really talented player, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but his consistency just isn't there, whether it be drops, whether it be not tapping the toe. I mean, if it was a college day, he had a great day, but Deontay getting his hands on the football and not making a play is becoming all too regular of an occurrence, don't you think, George?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a tough one out there. Also, T.J. Watt for MVP, because apparently he's worth 5 to 10 wins a season based off the way the Steelers have played without him. Still winless. I believe it's now 0-8 without T.J. Watt. Something's got to change to win without T.J. Watt, huh?
Yeah.
And maybe it's some fire getting lit somewhere. If y'all want a great summary of the game, just listen to Mike Tomlin's press conference, and you don't even have to watch the game because he sums up exactly what happened out there. I mean, it was embarrassing from start to finish. Josh Allen's a good dude, but shouldn't be putting up those numbers. Gabe Davis is a good receiver, but twice beating you for 50 yards is unexcusable. Couldn't slow down the run, couldn't slow down anyone else. I mean, they're without Dawson Knox, and their third-string tight end is laying it to us. It didn't matter who was out there for the Bills, it seemed. They were just better. I mean, they're without their top two safeties, their top cornerback, their top middle linebacker, one of their defensive tackles, and we still couldn't score a touchdown against this team. It's rather concerning, Jordy, don't you think?
Yeah, Daddy.
What's up, buddy?
Okay.
Okay.
No.
Oh, that's fine. You don't have to know. We're out here to just give a little bit of a recap of the Steelers game. And luckily, I didn't have to watch the fourth quarter live. I got to watch it in review. But this is where I want to bring out the silver linings, Jordy. There's two moments in this game that showed something special to me that we can build off going forward. And it's an attitude of being physically strong and being aggressive. Do you know what two plays I'm going to talk about? No. We're going to talk about first the late hit by DeMar Hamlin on Kenny Pickett that never got called because, heaven forbid, the refs protect the Steelers quarterback, right? We're going to talk about what happened right after that, though. Instantaneous to that late hit, you see James Daniels run over and just deck Hamlin. Lay him out, protect his quarterback, give that tenacity, give that attitude, and then proceed not to hit another Bill because he didn't want to do something super stupid and get ejected from the game. To me, that showed a big physical attitude of protecting your guy that the Steelers haven't had in a long time. I love to see it. I think James Daniels is the guy we need to start building this team around. And honestly, if you watch the run plays, they're more successful to the right than the left. We need to stop running behind our two weaker linemen and Dan Moore and Dotson, and we need to start running behind our two stronger linemen and Daniels and Okorafor, don't you think?
Yeah.
Yeah? And then the second play I'm going to point out is Kenny Pickett getting his knee hit and then trying to start something. Shows you he has the fire, he has the spark, he has the want to be successful, to be great, to do just the immaculate things a quarterback in this league is now required to do. Kenny Pickett showed some spark and some spunk there, defending himself, defending his team, and going hard all the way into a big blowout in the fourth quarter, huh?
Yeah, Daddy.
Yeah.
When did people do that
Points? We recovered a fumble in the video game. That's more points than we scored all week. So, yeah, that lets you know. It was Terrell Edmonds, by the way, who scored it. So maybe the biggest problem was we missed T-Boogie, huh? That's what the video game's trying to tell us. T-Boogie played, it might be a different game. But, yeah, I don't know what to say here. There are some silver linings. There's some concerning trends going forward that we'll talk about this week in Steelers Talk. But what do you say about a game where a Super Bowl contender was on, your team isn't on? It's going to be an ugly game. It could have been a lot worse. I mean, look what they did in the first half. Clearly the Bills let off a little in the second on offense, not so much defensively.
Yeah.
But there's just a lot of holes in the Steelers team, and right now is just a good time to evaluate young talent, see what you got, and see where you need to improve, because going into next year, I already know one spot you need to improve. Unless Dan Moore takes a huge step, you need a left tackle. It's about time the Steelers start evaluating the young talent, the young crop, let them see what they got. I'm excited to see Austin get healthy off the IR, the young rookie receiver we took in the fourth round. I'm excited to see some other guys play. Maybe we'll see Robinson, the middle linebacker, get a little bit of time now with the way the season's going. Get a better look at Leal. Maybe even get a look at Loudermilk if you're a fan of his. I think it's a time to evaluate because clearly the Steelers showed that talent level, they're not up to what the Bills are. Coaching level, they're nowhere near the level the Bills are. I mean, we could talk about Mike Tomlin's fear of going for it on fourth down. End of the first half deciding to kick a field goal that Boswell misses instead of going for it when the field goal keeps you down 3 scores. You need touchdowns at that point. I think Tomlin, again, is afraid to be aggressive. Tomlin plays not to lose. And when you're losing and you play not to lose, it leads to bad things. You have a quarterback who's not shifting into super aggressive plays like you had before with Ben. There's a lot of problems here. I see it starts on the coaching level, it goes to the players, and it goes to execution. When your players aren't as talented, your coaching isn't getting them prepared, and the execution is bad, those 3 things lead to a blowout. That's what happened here. Wash it off. You got more games. You got to show what you are. If this is a continuing trend, changes need to be made. This can be a one-off thing against a really good team where we weren't ready. Starting a rookie quarterback in a hostile environment for his first game. P.S. The first start should have been the Jets game. Been saying that for a long time if it wasn't week 1, because this is a terrible environment to put him in. But, hey, Kenny Pickett still hasn't thrown a touchdown, kind of concerning. But that means this week, me and Bugga are going to be down there watching the Steelers live in action at Acrisure Stadium. We might get to see Kenny Pickett's first touchdown. That might be awesome. Jordy, any closing thoughts for you on this game? I mean, an utter blowout by the Steelers, just bad on all facets. We could break down the numbers all you want, but just historically bad Steelers game.
I love Baggy Pen.
I'm glad you love Big Pen. That's his little stuffy for anyone who's curious. But I don't want to get too lost in the sauce here. I mean, I'm not sure there's a unit that gets a plus rating. There's a bunch of minus ratings. We have a bunch of highest paid players in their positions who didn't get the job done, from Minka, Cam Hayward, Chris Boswell. You're looking at guys who are getting paid lots of money to get the job done well, Deontay Johnson, and they didn't get the job done. Need to step it up. Need to get going. Jordy, any shout-outs you want to give this week? Anyone you thought played well or anyone you like really good? You can give a shout-out to Big Pen if you want.
Big Pen!
Shout out to Big Pen. Hey, Donk Nation, Steeler Nation, I'm going to let you know I am the Viking Donkey. That's Viking_Donkey on Twitch or Twitter. Your Daily Dose of Donkey with Ginger is the YouTube channel where you can catch the BugCaps. You can catch the Power Ranking show that should be coming out later this week. And you can catch Steelers Talk, where Gingy, Laskers, myself break down the upcoming Steelers games, and we tell you what we're looking for. And I give you their perspective on this past game, so you get to hear even more about whatever the heck happened here in Buffalo. The walloping, the butt kicking, the shellacking the Steelers took at the hands of the Bills. But hey, Donk Nation, Steeler Nation, wave them if you got them.